Hello, it's July 24th, 12:10. So this will be the last video, I believe, for day 23 series. Uh, so, um, well, a lot has happened in the last 2 hours. At around 10:30, quarter after 10, this guy came out to me and he asked if I wanted something from the store. So I said Evian water. I always say water if I need water. So he said, come in with me. So he said, you can get anything you want. So I thought, okay, fine. So I got a block of cheese and three white buns, not whole wheat, white. And I got Haagen-Dazs ice cream, peanut butter and chocolate. And I got the onion water and a bag of cheesies. So I thought this guy paid for it. It was great. Thank you very much. Uh, Not so fast. If something is too good to be true, then it is. These people never do anything for you. Never. Never assume that they are doing something for you because they want to do something nice for you. If you ever do that, kick yourself in the ass fast. They never, ever, ever, ever do anything nice for you. Unless they can get something out of it directly, they will not do it. So the thing is, about 2 minutes before this guy came to get the Evian water and introduce me to the store and buy whatever I wanted, a man came by and he went for some change, and lo and behold, he had this $10 Starbucks card in his hand. So he gave it to me, and so I thought, okay, fine. So 2 minutes later, this other dude comes to take me through the store. So of course, I can go through this and I think, okay, the Starbucks thing, the coffee card, I was supposed to be distracted from putting that away somewhere and hiding it in brown paper bags so Cyborg couldn't see it. With this fabulous fruit purchase at quarter after 10, I was finally allowed to eat something for the day. But there's something even more sinister than that, unfortunately, and I got a confirmation that what I'm thinking is true. The Starbucks card, they repeated the same pattern because there was a stolen Starbucks card for $20, a stolen Tim Hortons card for $8, and another stolen Starbucks card that was down to $7.50. All three of these cards were stolen one after the other, which drew my attention to coffee, which led to the Tim Hortons coffee revelation, that the coffee was not safe after all, that boiling it did not decrease the pathogen, that what these bastards have been doing, because there was this big increase in sight, I could start seeing all these ghosts and goblins and pigpen dust clouds, and then they suddenly stopped. So we learned through the Tim Hortons coffee revelation, that they were adjusting the amount of this pathogen in Starbucks to make up for the fact that I was drinking Evian water and having pizza and stuff. Well, it's got even worse. Now that I started just drinking espresso only in the last 48 hours, they've gone so overboard that they're now drenching the Starbucks espresso and probably Tim Hortons with even more of this pathogen. So they gave me another Starbucks card to get me to go into Starbucks to have this pathogen infected, poisoned espresso. And so we're at the point now where I decided I have to cut coffee from my diet completely. I can't have any more coffee. I can't trust it at all. I don't know the science of this pathogen, but I know that I cannot have any water that has it in it. The big risk is Evian water. Can I trust that anymore? And I'm not really sure. The mountains today, I could see the tops of them, but I couldn't see the texture anymore. It might be that there's more, I can see the pollution, or I can see these things that they're adding to the air, but even they're not as defined as they were once. Now, the thing is, by tomorrow at this time, I should be seeing a huge increase in stuff. I should see a huge increase in the texture of the mountains. I should see greater depth perception, and I should start seeing pig pens and things around. If that doesn't happen, then we're in big trouble, because that means the Evian water is infected. That confirms that no coffee can be allowed at all. I've been having Arizona drinks because they were imported from New York State, but see, New York State, I know, is not a free state anymore, or at least it wasn't at one point. So we might have to get rid of Arizona products as well because I'm just not seeing as rapid an increase as I should be. The Arizona product might have to go. That was the only non-Evian liquid that I was ingesting. And that only started a couple of days ago, actually, the Arizona, when I was short of water because they don't give me any food anymore or any money to buy the things that I need, and that includes any kind of liquid. So there's two things that we need to take away from this. Number one, coffee now is out. Basically, if I don't see a rapid increase in 24 hours, Evian has to go as well. We're down now to orange juice possibly, but are they adding this after the pasteurization of the orange juice? And is it the process of pasteurization or even just being in orange juice alone that is enough to kill it? It's kind of, we're having to test things out as we go along. I'm going to go with the fact that orange juice is okay for now, but coffee's not. Bottled water or soft drinks bottled in Canada are all out. We might have to go to Colt 64, 65, whatever, 45 for any kind of liquid. We might have to get rid of everything. The milk, I'm hoping to God the milk is okay. But again, we're going to have to see in the next 24, 36 hours. If I don't see a rapid increase in my eyesight, then there's some big problems. So I'm going on the fact that milk is okay. I'm going to try Evian for another day or two. Orange juice I think is okay. Colt 45, see, the trick is some American beer was bottled or canned and bottled under license in Canadian manufacturing facilities. So we can't just drink any American beer. We can't have, what's that one? The Silver Bullet one. Whatever the hell that thing is. I've forgotten the name. In Colorado. Anyway, can't remember it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Really popular American beer that's manufactured here by a Canadian bottler. Colt 45 though had such a small market share, it might not be economically, and it probably wasn't economically feasible to run production runs in Canada, which means it's still imported. So we might end up just only being able to drink beer and orange juice, hopefully. Milk, we're going to have to find out. But we might be going to beer, and we might be even having to go worse than that. We might end up having to get all of our liquid requirements from fruit, like watermelon and berries and grapes. Things that have high water contents in them. I might have to be like a lion and get 80% of my liquid requirements from the prey I eat or the fruit I eat. This is how we are. Now, the interesting thing is, as I was thinking this out loud, that coffee has to go, blah, 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 all of a sudden there was this big thunderstorm. So that's where we are tonight. Thanks for the food, although it definitely wasn't without strings attached, many. I did have to take all the packaging off, the cheese and the water and the cheesies, throw out all the packaging with all the UPC labels on them because Cyborg likes to track you that way. So I did get rid of all of that. The StarBucks card is safely away, buried within several brown paper bags, so Cyborg can't read that easily. This is what we have to go through, but if you don't go through this, then you get cyberstalked by cyborgs and Terminators that hunt humans at night with sonar. So that's it. It was July 23rd. We're learning and doing things. I'm busy and, there's a lot on my mind and I'm planning things and focusing. And so the big thing is over the next 48 hours, we're going to have to see rapid increases in eyesight. and Pigpens and Caspers around. If I don't see these around, then I know there's still something fucked up. The second thing, Starbucks Corporation is in gigantic trouble. I would estimate that several hundred billion in market cap has been lost in Starbucks stock alone, everything else being kept equal, and assuming some sort of normal stock market pre the Great Water Apocalypse. Just looking at those factors, though, no matter what you do here, no matter what you say, this has severely tarnished Starbucks because now Starbucks coffee is being it was already being pumped with antibiotics to deal with one problem. Then it was being pumped with this pathogen to make my eyesight weak. Think of this for a second. The name Starbucks Corporation will now be in the same sentence as the word poison, because my eyesight is being poisoned by a pathogen that makes me unable to see properly. That in turn imprisons me and enslaves me. That in turn allows me to be tortured, and that in turn allows me to be murdered. And now Starbucks Corporation is in sentences with these words in them. No matter what you do, no matter how you slice it and dice it, Starbucks is in gigantic trouble. Its image could be gone forever. Because now, instead of people associating the word Starbucks with great coffee, now they'll associate with the word poison water. It's poisoned, where's my Canada? The only thing that might salvage this is Howard Schultz taking direct control of everything, completely like an autocrat, and having complete control of the entire corporation. Because right now, Starbucks is facing multi-billion-dollar lawsuits from shareholders for breaching its fiduciary duty and putting poison in the products that it sells to customers. No matter how you do this, this is a big, big, big thing. This is not small potatoes. This is Manhattan District Court taking Starbucks to court for poisoning customers. This is not small potatoes. This is a gigantic thing that's erupting now, because I cannot drink espresso because they're adding more poison to it to ensure I cannot see. This is not good for Starbucks at all. And it isn't simple enough to say a news release, this is what happened, they had a gun to their head. No. The subconscious brain will automatically associate Starbucks with poison. That's not good. There is a lot of damage control that's needed, and these fools have no goddamn idea what they're doing. This is not what a fascist does. This is what a maniac does. There's a gigantic difference. So that's how we close off July 23rd. These idiots are facing lawsuits out the yin-yang that will erase their entire wealth. That's how serious this is. And this is just Starbucks. We're not even talking about the salmonella poisoning that I've had with Tim Hortons products. We're not talking about the attempts to make me deaf with the stupid McDonald's ordering system and the fact that chocolate chip muffins were removed. Like you can't believe. You might now believe, because I'm putting out so many of these tapes every day, you might be getting a better idea of what the fuck is going on in here and what these fucking wingnuts are all about. Get me the goddamn fuck away from these morons. Get me the fuck away from them. Starbucks better call its investment bankers and its lawyers and its spin doctors, because it's in for a big fucking slug.